The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, show number 695. Welcome to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, helping you celebrate Celtic culture through music. I am Marc Gunn, and I am a Celtic musician and host of Folk Songs and Stories. This podcast is for fans of Celtic music. It is here to build a diverse Celtic community and help the incredible artists who so generously share their music with you. If you hear music you love, please email the artists, let them know you heard them on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, and please find a way to support these artists. Buy a CD, album, pen, shirt, digital downloads, join their community on Patreon or wherever they might have an online community. You can find a link to all the artists in the show notes along with showtimes when you visit our website at CelticMusicPodcast.com. Email follow@bestcelticmusic.net to learn how to subscribe to the podcast and get a free music-only episode. It's the same email address if you're a musician who wants their music played on the show. Follow at bestcelticmusic.net. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I just launched the 2024 Kickstarter for the podcast. It was a challenge because I'm just over 2 weeks out from having hip replacement surgery, and it's incredible that they can do this major surgery and just 2 weeks later I'm walking without a cane even. I mean, I am still working hard every day to strengthen my leg, but it's just incredible. And nevertheless, I only had 2 episodes in the can, and I'm struggling with all my might to stay on top of the podcast. This is really hard to get this episode done. It's running later than normal. So I appreciate your patience, first off, and thank you so much. And of course, then I have a Kickstarter to run. But admittedly, the Kickstarter, I might be able to do some promotion just from my phone, which will be good. And then I can worry about next week's episode later. I was hoping to actually put together some little short mini episodes to promote the podcast. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm struggling just to be functional each and every day. So, and plus get everything done, needs to be done. The Kickstarter, though, is designed to promote the podcast, so I needed to launch it as soon as possible, which is why I planned it now. Anyway, if you love the podcast and hearing all the great music each and every week, even when I'm down for the count, and if you want to preserve your love of the best Celtic songs and tunes of 2024, and if you want to celebrate Celtic culture through music, please consider supporting the Kickstarter for the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. Now, this week, what I'm doing is I'm featuring all of the bands who I got permission to play to get added to the compilation. These are not the tracks that will be added. Those were on the Best of 2024 episode, the last episode of 2024. But this episode features different tracks by all the bands that were featured. A lot of great music, nevertheless. And so I hope you will listen and enjoy. Let's get started. We kicked it off with Sorcha. That was Stomp the Floor, Slide from Grace, and The Mouse in the Kitchen from their album Stomp the Floor. Next up is Matt and Shannon Heaton with Limerick Liftoff, Little Leaf Linden, some slip jigs from Whirring Wings.
passed them by, a drummer, and one of them soon caught his eye. He went to his comrades, and to them did say, 24 ladies I saw yesterday, and one of those ladies, she has me heart won, and if she denies me, I'm surely undone. Go to this woman and tell her your plight. Tell her she's wounded your poor heart inside, and tell her she's wounded your poor heart sore. And if she denies you, what can you do more? So early next morning, this young man arose, and he dressed himself up in a fine suit of clothes, with a watch in his pocket and a cane in his hand. He saluted those ladies as he walked down the strand. Well, he walked up to her
compare to the swells. Going down to the ocean, I miss the ocean. I tried to ride the waves. I thought that I could thrive. I struggled to go with the current. Every twist and turn felt contrived. Going down to the ocean, back in the ocean. Got cold after a few days on the island. Good friends and lovers aren't warm enough for me. I wanna be free again, not hiding. The ocean is the place I need to be. I'm gonna dive beneath the waves. I'm gone with the setting sun. I'm going back to the depths where a Selkie's life was begun. Going down to the ocean, I'm back in the ocean. Down to the ocean. I'm back in the ocean. Back in the ocean. I'm back in the ocean. After Matt and Shannon Heaton came Fialla with Little Drummer from Home and Away. Then Arise and Go with The Dirty B. That's from their album The Meeting Place. And we finished up with my track, Selkie's Life. I realized I hadn't played that track on this album yet. This song I wrote, it started off as a song about mermaids, and I was like, and I was at the beach and having a wonderful time. And I was like, I want to catch a little bit of Celtic culture. So I turned it into a song about Selkies, and then the story actually evolved from there, where Selkie wanting to basically go back home, living on land for a while. I'm like, it's not all correct. It's up to be. I'm going to go back home. That is on my latest album. It is called Come Adventure With Me. Is the album. The track is Selkie's Life. I want your feedback. What are you doing today while listening to the podcast? You can send a written comment along with a picture of what you were doing while listening. Email, follow at bestcelticmusic.net. Let me know if there's a Celtic band or CD that's new, that's out. I'd love to know. Send a picture. Christopher Patrick emailed, "Hello, Mark. I was just listening to the most recent cast and enjoyed it as always. I was also happy to hear you mention my artwork for the upcoming Kickstarter album pen. However, I need to say my name is Toller. I know my email is Mr. Christopher Patrick. My full name is Christopher Patrick Toller. Having a couple of cousins who are also named Chris Toller and wanting the signature Chris P for a comic strip, I also do, prompted the use of my middle name. I now find myself attempting to start a new brand, Toller Graphics, and believe having my correct name mentioned along with the talk of my designs would be helpful. Thank you in advance for addressing this, Christopher Patrick Toller." P.S. Still love listening to the podcast. I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you, Toller, so much for being a part of the podcast, being a part of the Kickstarter, creating the beautiful design. If you haven't seen it, I love it. It's just stunning. It's a Celtic knotwork moon, and then there's this cat silhouette on the front. Just beautifully done. I love how it came out. So thank you so much. Go check it out. You can check out the Kickstarter. You'll find a link to it in the show notes at CelticMusicPodcast.com. Cheryl Arvio emailed, Dear Marc, love the interview with Shannon Heaton, especially hearing about her time in Chicago and playing in sessions. My partner was John Williams for years, and we are actually going to Brendan and Siobhan McKinney's restaurant tonight. They host sessions there on Sundays. Great coincidence to hear them mentioned on your show just as we were planning to go to the place for dinner and a James Joyce program. If we run into them, I'll mention having heard the shout out on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. Best, Cheryl. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's sending all the comments every week. I know I don't always get as many posted, but I have a nice archive method that I'm able to grab your comments and share them whenever I can. So thank you so much for your generosity and even just sharing and telling people about this. So thank you. Let's get back to the music. Next up is Vicki, Swan, and Johnny Dyer. This is from their album 12 Months and a Day. Track is John Lover.
John Lover's dead, that's what his mother said. Johnny Lover's dead, that's what his mother said. John Lover went to the war, John Lover's gone. Yes, John Lover went to the war, cried Johnny Lover's gone. Died on another man's ground, killed by strangers round. He died on another man's land, killed by strangers' hand. John Lover went to the war, John Lover's gone. Yes, John Lover went to the war, cried Johnny Lover's gone. Died on another man's ground, that's where his body was found. He died on another man's land, killed by a stranger's hand. John Lover went to the war, John Lover's gone. Yes, John Lover went to the war, cried Johnny Lover's gone. So slow, she's nothing left to show. She's got no boy to grow, just the crops in the ground in the rain and sun. John Lover's gone, just the crops in the ground in the rain and the sun, cried Johnny Lover's gone. John Lover's dead, and she never held his head. Johnny Lover's dead, and she never held his head. As he died on the ground in the rain and sun, John Lover's gone. As he died on the ground in the rain and the sun, cried Johnny Lover's gone. John Lover's dead. That's what his mother said. John Lover's dead. John Lover.
Child, you're dancing to ask me what it means, but I am not at ease. And these broken wings won't fly. These broken wings won't fly. These broken wings won't fly at all. Tall tree, turn and face the winds. Are we running with the wind? On high cliff top, we're waiting with the rains for this journey to begin. And these broken wings won't fly. These broken wings won't fly. These broken wings won't fly at These broken wings won't fly. These broken wings won't fly. These broken wings won't fly.
In Amsterdam there lived a maid, mark well what I do say. In Amsterdam there lived a maid, and she was mistress of a trade. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, 'cause roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. Well, her eyes they were like two stars bright, mark well what I do say. Her eyes they were like two stars bright, her face was fair and her tread was light. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, 'cause roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. Her lips they were like rosebuds red, mark well what I do say. Her lips were like rosebuds red, she'd a wealth of hair upon her head. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, 'cause roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. Well, I placed my hand upon her knee, mark well what I do say. I placed my hand upon her knee, she says, young man, you're rather free. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, 'cause roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid.
of my life, Mark, well would I hear them say. I love her like I love my life, and soon she'll be my pretty little wife. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, cause roving's been my ruin. Go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. And if you want to know her name, Mark, well would I do say. And if you want to know her name, why soon like mine it'll be the same. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, cause roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, cause roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid.
After Vicki, Swan, and Johnny Dyer came the Byrne Brothers with Trip to Herve. It's a single that they just released. It is from, I hear, an upcoming album. So I'm really excited to hear that. I was asking them for trying to get the track for, they did Reggle Taggle Gypsy for the compilation. And I'm trying to get the original track to put on the album. And that's when he emailed back and said, oh, yeah, sorry, I was having trouble getting to you. We're in the middle of the studio right now. I was like, yes, more music. After the Byrne Brothers came Cherish the Ladies with Broken Wings from One and All, the best of Cherish the Ladies. And we finished up the set with Maid of Amsterdam. That was by Poitín from One for the Road. Thank you so much, patrons of the podcast. You are why I keep sharing new episodes 4 times per month, even when I'm in pain. Your kindness pays for our engineer, graphic designer, Celtic Music Magazine editor, and promotion of the podcast. Your kindness allows me to buy the music I play here on the show. It also pays for my time creating the show each and every week, and that is super important. Again, if you hadn't heard of the changes over on Patreon, dropped my income about $600. So, if you want to support the podcast, now is a great time. As a patron, you get ad-free and music-only episodes before regular listeners. You get to vote in the Celtic Top 20. You get free music downloads and sheet music. You get a private feed to listen to the show, or you can listen through the Patreon app. All that for as little as $3 per month. Yes, $3. I did decided that I'm going to set it the minimum fee as $3. The problem with the $1 per month model is that, like 40% of the money that comes in is taken as a fee. So when it's just $1, it's 60 cents. If you're doing $3 or more, even $5 is better, but I was trying to be, sympathetic to those who might just want to pledge a little bit per month. And $3 I felt like was an easy way to support the podcast. So I hope you will consider at least signing up for $3 per month. In fact, you can get a discount if you, on your first month if you sign up now. And you can also get an annual membership, and I think you'll get a discount as well. So thank you so much. A special thanks to our new and continued patrons of the podcast: Rebecca Ashworth, Seamus, William Brian Sachs, Mike Deegan, Oscar Garcia Munoz, and Matt Bergen. Thank you so much for all of your generous support of this music. Here is your 3-step plan to support the podcast. Number 1, go to our Patreon page. Number 2, decide how much you want to pledge per month. $3, $12, $25. Number 3, keep listening to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast to celebrate Celtic culture through music. You can become a generous patron of the podcast on Patreon at songhenge.com. You can also join me on a Celtic Invasion vacation. Every year I take a small group of fans on a relaxing adventure of a lifetime. We don't see everything. Instead, we stay in one area. We get to know the region through its culture, history, and legends. You can join us with an auditory and visual adventure through podcasts and videos at celticinvasion.com. But in June 2025, we are going on a Celtic invasion of Wexford, Ireland, as we explore Ireland's southeast corner. We'll visit a whiskey distillery. We'll see castles and a windmill. We'll see ocean life on a ferry, visit a heritage center, and see the beauty of the Wicklow Mountains. This is a trip you will remember. Again, head on over to celticinvasion.com. I only have 2 more slots left, so you should sign up as soon as possible. Reserve your spot. celticinvasion.com. Ian Fontova is up next with The Giant's Path from his EP Tales of Olden Volume 2.
Vannacht zes doe je grane ganjen, hier vallen zak en troon. Ach, je voor de kouwen, ga ik een pauwen helt je woe. Ik bewaard je een stoch, ik bestal de knie. Ik heb een woe voor de mengen, maar zes verglinken niet. Hier was het, mommig kassen, tres is vrij. Al nacht zelf gekeken, van een glazige fiets. Van een reken wauw, goede gas eruit doen. Kun je mooi reizen, of hastig pad. Daarop vergeet ze, ga je lekker wimmen. Nach ewige Geur. Je zoen, en we gaan naar een koude, hier gaat dat is vloed. Ach, graag ik spür het aan hem, rippig kasken, jassen nuut. Kan je vrienden door ins kroeg, beschut de boer nog een toe. Van een reken wauw, voor goede gas eruit doen. Dan kan je mooi reizen, of
In Fontova came the Gothard sisters with Wise One from their album Dragonfly, and I am also told that they are working on a new album too. So I am really excited for some of the new music that's going to be coming out in 2025. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping that some people will be picking up my album pin idea. That is one of the things you can get when you head on over to the Kickstarter page. The album pin, for those who don't know, it's a pin that you can attach to your clothing, and you can wear your album on your sleeve. It's themed to a particular song or to a particular album, and it's a really cool design and spark conversation. And of course, it also helps support the podcast. Plus, you get music with the album, and I'm hoping some folks will be picking up on that. I'm going to be contacting both of those groups and saying, hey, let them know about this idea, because it's working great. I am working on a new version. So in the past, I've done enamel pins. However, my plan is to have a wooden pin for the upcoming Kickstarter. So it's a beautiful design, and looks absolutely great. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. I should have a new version of it coming out very soon. All right. After the Gothard Sisters came Dancing with Hobbits. I say Dancing with Hobbits because the Prancing Pony, it's from my album Don't Go Drinking with Hobbits, but it features Sam Gillogly from my duo Dancing with Hobbits. And so I thought it would be a nice little addition, since I think I've played all the entire album last year on the podcast. So I hope you enjoyed that. After Dancing with Hobbits came Mànran with Fogar from their album Urar, and another band that I'm just loving, and I'm glad to see other people are enjoying their music as much as I am. Thank you so much for listening. I have just one more track to play, but first I want to remind you that it's a new year and you can vote in the Celtic Top 20 for 2025. This is our way of finding the best songs and artists each year. You can vote for as many songs and tunes that inspire you in each episode. Your vote helps me create this year's Best Celtic Music of 2025 episode. You have just 3 weeks to vote, so head on over to the show notes to find that link over on Patreon to vote. We're going to finish up with Screaming Orphans. This is the Life. It's from their album Paper Daisies, and I was super excited to see that they're coming to Atlanta in March. So I think it's March 19th. They'll be in Decatur. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the venue, but if you're able to make it and you're in the area, come out there. I'm going to try my best to make it out there myself. We shall see if I'm able to pull that off, but I'm really excited to meet them. So thank you so much for listening, and I will be back next week with sharing more music with you. Do my best to keep this stuff coming. So I will talk to you later. Sláinte. The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast is produced by Marc Gunn, the Celt Father, and our patrons on Patreon. The show is edited by Mitchell Peterson with graphics by Miranda Nelson Designs. Visit our website to follow the show. You'll find a link to all the artists played in this episode. Todd Wiley is the editor of the Celtic Music Magazine. Subscribe to get 34 Celtic MP3s for free. Plus, you'll get 7 weekly news items about what's happening with Celtic music and culture online. Best of all, you will connect with your Celtic heritage. Please tell one friend about this podcast. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to support any creative endeavor. And finally, remember to reduce, reuse, recycle, and talk with others about climate change? What are you doing to combat climate change? Let me know. And if you don't contact me, start a discussion with someone else today. Promote Celtic culture through music at CelticMusicPodcast.com.